Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Got a good show here. I don't know. It's one that kind of popped into my head. I think I think they're all good, but apparently some of us have differing opinions. Maybe it's a great way to be more of that energy that you're trying to attract. A lot of us, I think, that's one of the biggest paradoxes, if you will, in law of attraction is if you want to have more of something, you need to be more of that something. And it's like, wait, time out. That's a lot easier to say than it is to actually do. Yeah, I mean, I'll totally agree with you. I mean, if you want more love in your life, you need to be more loving. You need to try to express love, right? I mean, it's a broader topic unto itself. But one of the easiest ways to really figure out where we're at, and this is really something I learned actually from more of the manifestation of money and those kinds of concepts. It was Tide Lopez, something like that. Some guy, I don't know, I spent a couple bucks, did his training. It was actually really cool training. Guy's making a ton of money doing these trainings, mind you, but very, very, very good stuff. So that all being said, I kind of learned it through that process, and I realized, oh my gosh, this actually relates to a lot of us, for those of us especially that are trying to maybe manifest your specific person, for example, right? You're trying to get that energy into your life. One of the key questions we need to really pay attention to, not a question, but the thing we need to pay attention to is who's hanging out in our proximity? Who are we spending time with? Look at the top 5 people. Look at the 5 main people in your life that you talk to either about this or that they come up as an example of what it is that you're trying to do. Or maybe it's someone that you frequently have certain types of discussions with, but you notice that a majority of your days, there's probably like 5 core people that you really spend a lot of time with. And I know a lot of us, we say everything's us pushed out, right? It's all us pushed out. Well, yeah, sure, it is. But what's that mean? Again, it's fun to throw cliches around until you're actually swimming in one, and then you're like, what the frickin' A? So, yeah, us pushed out. But what you'll find is the 5 core people that are around you are a great indication of you, of where you are in your energetics, in your life. And what they frequently talk about, and we'll use money as the example because this was really where, like I said, this concept first came into play in my mindset. But if you're trying to manifest more money, what you want to do is you want to have people around you that are of a higher wealth status than yourself. You want to have like 4 out of 5 of the people that are around you are wealthier than you, that have more money than you. There's a lot of really good things that come around spending time with people that exemplify that which you're trying to create. Because you get a better mindset of how you would act in those cases, how you would be, right? We were talking about being more of this energy. When you're around people that are the thing that you're trying to become, it helps to see how they behave, how they act, how they ask, how they talk, how they ask questions, how they interact with the world around them, how they deal with business partners, or how they deal with their girlfriends or boyfriends, how they deal with their children. And it gives us a great example of how to be more of that energy by seeing how someone's doing it. You're like, oh, I get it. That makes sense. Now that I watch you do it, like before, I didn't think to use that second fork for something other than a weapon. I had no idea it was actually a sophisticated form of eatery. That's fantastic. That's probably a better word than eatery. I don't think that's even correct, but whatever. You guys can call me on the grammar police will get me. They always do. But when we look at who we're spending time with, it gives us a good assessment. When we notice maybe that sometimes some of the people that we tend to spend more time with, maybe are energy drains. This happens a lot. And if you're trying to create something in your life, and I'm not saying you got to get rid of friends, I'm just saying pay attention to see who and what you're spending time with, right? But if you're spending an abnormal amount of time with people that maybe are always grumpy, frustrated, not happy with the way situations are. Maybe they're someone that's really into the politics of the world and they hate the way it is, or they're very opinionated about it, and it's maybe in a way that you don't agree or disagree or do whatever, right? Or maybe They're very involved in some very strong religious view, and right, and they're just always angry about something, right? Depending on what parts of the world you live in. I'm trying really hard to sort of broad brush this, right? But when you find that you're with people that have those negative energies, and you spend a large amount of time with those types of people, it affects you. It also is a reflection of what your energy is. And you might look at me, you're like, well, yeah, but they're the ones that complain. It's not me. But it's like, yes, but you're happy being around that energy. No. I try to stop it. Nah, but without it being there, you'd have nothing to fix. Right? A lot of us get into these odd energetic flows in our lives. And a lot of times, it doesn't necessarily add up to what we're trying to accomplish. It's a lot of times when people ask me, hey, am I doing the right thing for me? Should I keep waiting for her, or should I try to get this job, or should I do this? And it's like, well, what are you trying to accomplish in your life, right? Where are you trying to go? And does that thing take you in that direction? Yes or no? And if it does, yeah, it's a great idea. Keep doing it. I'm not making these decisions up for us, but when we can tell, when we can see the energetics at work, when we can see that the people that we're around are not just us pushed out, but another way to look at that is they're the mirrors through which we can see our reflections in life. So you got that one friend that's so annoying, right? Well, maybe that's that part of us that's a little annoying to others. Maybe we've got some of that mojo going on. So if you're trying to keep something really solid going in your life, if you're trying to create more of it, if you're trying to figure out how can I be more of that, look to see who's around you. Look to see who you're surrounding yourself with. And a lot of the times, you'll start to see your answer. Either A, you're already around the right people, and you're seeing your answer fulfill itself, because you will. When you're hanging out with the right people, no matter what, you're on the right track as far as for what you're trying to create, and you will start to see things open up in your life. It's just the way it plays out. If you're on the other side of that, per se, you might be around people that are negative all the time, and you're wondering why I can't seem to get ahead, why I can't seem to get out of this rut, why can't I seem to get out of X, Y, and Z? Well, because you're always submerging yourself in some form of X, Y, or Z. And of course, if you're in the middle, maybe you're teetering. Maybe you're like, well, I've got like one really, really awesome friend, and then I've got a couple bad ones. Okay, I see. Right? So find that balance. If really you're trying to create something, get examples of that something in your life as soon as you can. Make sure they're way better at it than you are, and you will be amazed at how quickly you start picking this stuff up and how quickly you end up exactly where you're trying to go. I hope this helps. Missed you guys. Again, I'm just trying to get back into the flow. This is really hard when you stop doing videos and you get out of practice, and then it's like, I want to do one, and then you feel guilty, and you're like, but I don't. I'm busy. Blah, blah. So anyway, love you guys. Hopefully, you can leave comments for future shows. That'll definitely help for some of the stuff I've been going through here lately. And as far as trying to remember to do things, that's all. It's been overwhelming how much work. I've been traveling a bunch. It's just been a lot going on. So hopefully this all makes a difference. Leave comments, please. Likes, thumbs up, shares, subscribes, all that stuff are great ways to help my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, Dan. RadioStyle.